I see a big company being sued.
Breaking news this hour, a federal judge has just ruled against Google in a massive antitrust lawsuit. That suit involves its core business, online searches.
On the 1st of June 2024, on the last day of the 3 days prayer and fast, Apostle Peter John Gabriel prophesied that he sees a big company being sued. These were his words.
I see a big company right now, a big company being sued. Why is it sued? Why are they suing this company? Why? People are bringing their right of this thing that they are making. It's allegation. Is it a fine they are placing on them?
In confirmation of God's word, on the 5th of August 2024, 2 months after the prophecy was given, news broke out that Google Corporation, the owners of YouTube, have been sued, just as Apostle Peter John Gabriel has prophesied. Let us watch what happened.
Breaking news this hour, a federal judge has just ruled against Google in a massive antitrust lawsuit. That suit involves its core business, online searches. NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung is here to help unpack all of this. Brian, this is a big win for regulators, right? Because they have been trying to argue that there was a monopoly here at Google.
Yeah, and by the way, we're still poring over this 286-page document from the District of Columbia. Really, this is a massive antitrust ruling that the judge in this case is turning onto the Sherman Act. This is basically an antitrust law that we've heard in the context of a big landmark case against Microsoft in 2001, now being used against Google here. And this judge found that there were basically 2 areas where Google was basically engaging in antitrust: search and text advertising, that they basically controlled the monopoly. They set it for the search engine. They were basically coercing companies into making Google the default search engine and not giving them much choice to go elsewhere, simply because of the massive scale that they have on advertising dollars. And on text advertising, they pointed to a pretty jarring stat that in 2020, its market share in that market was 88%. So you have Amit Mehta, the judge, saying, quote, Google is a monopolist and has acted as one to maintain its monopoly. This is a huge win for the 38 states and territories that were on this suit. What happens next? We don't know. Could there be injunctions? Could there be criminal fines potentially? We'll have to see. But the stock is down almost 4.5% on a day that's already been pretty bad for Wall Street.
We're talking at the top of the hour about how bad this day is already in the stock market. So essentially, this means the judge is saying Google went to other companies, like other phone companies, and made deals that they were going to use the Google search.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when you think about on all the devices that we have, if you're on a Mac, if you're on a browser, if you're, I mean, it's the software as well. In many cases, Google is the default browser. They're alleging that the way that they made themselves a default browser through some of these deals and agreements is antitrust.
And has Google said anything to this point?
Google has not responded. We did reach out to a request for comment. They haven't said anything so far, but we'll have to see, and we'll be keeping our ear to the ground.
Is it too soon to ask if this changes how we, I mean, we use Google as a verb, Brian. Is this going to change how we search?
Well, I mean, you know, you would imagine that Google's defense of this would be, well, maybe our market share is so large because we're just the best search engine and we offer the best text ads that are out there. And they have argued that in court. And they have argued that. But again, this judge didn't seem to agree with that. The real big question here, Kate, is what can be done about this, right? Google is already a massive company among other tech giants. What can be done here? We don't know. We'll have to see whether or not there's any sort of penalties, injunctions, or et cetera.
All right, Brian Chung on that breaking news for us. Thank you, Brian.
We at Testimony of Jesus give thanks to God for the confirmation of prophecy. Glory be to God in the highest, in Jesus Christ's name. Testimony of Jesus is all about Jesus.
social media handles are on Twitter at twitter.com/TOJChrist, on Facebook at facebook.com/Testimony of Jesus Official, on YouTube at youtube.com/Testimony of Jesus Channel, and on Instagram at instagram.com/Testimony of Jesus.